How y'all doing? My name's Dylan Prescott. I'm here at JTech, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk about the systems of this truck right here, this Peterbilt, the coolant system on it, and how it kind of, where it goes to and how it works and where it circulates from, all right? So if you come over here, this fancy thing up here, that's like your reservoir. Okay, that cap, hold on, let me climb up there, I'll show you what the cap is. Oh god, fat. This is your cap, right? Okay, that's your cap, and that's your reservoir. Back here is your radiator. Here's your radiator, that's your transcooler up there. But if you look at the front of it, same concept on both of them, it has these fancy little fins on it. What those fins do is it drives air through, because, you know, if you look at the front of it, it's not solid there. If that was solid, it wouldn't let air through, but it's not solid. So air flows through it and it cools the water down. But it doesn't cool the water down first. So what it does is you have a lot of passages in the motor itself that the coolant runs through and circulates through to keep everything cool. But before it can actually, you know, get to this point here, what it does is you crank the truck up, and once the truck heats up, you know, it's got you a water pump here that pumps the water right here. That's your water pump. It's mechanical, so it's not a belt driven. There's no belt to it, so you ain't gonna have a bad belt there. That's something less to worry about. But what that is, you know, the water pump pumps the fluid, coolant, throughout the system. It stays in the engine until it reaches operating temperature, and there's a fancy thing called a thermostat that's right up in here. It's the thermostat housing right there's the thermostat housing. What the thermostat is it's a disc. About, you know, it varies in size, and it's like a one-way check valve almost. You know, it's like a motor cranks up and it's at, you know, cold motor at 65 degrees, we'll say, you know, cold metal. That thermostat's closed. Once it reaches an operating temperature of, we'll say, you know, this one's, I don't know, like at 230 degrees, 210, 230, some 195 even, you know, I mean, old Danger Ranger's got one at like 180. So, you know, once that reaches that temperature, that thermostat opens up and it allows the water to flow from the radiator through the water pump and throughout the system. Then the water comes back through, runs back through the radiator, across the fins, and it cools it back down. So that's that portion up there. I mean, you got to think, you got hoses going everywhere though. I mean, these are going to your water pump. You know what I mean? You've got an oil cooler here. It's split. It's split down the middle more or less. You know, there's passages in there. Oil's on one side, coolant's on the other. It keeps the oil cool. So I mean, that's that there. You know what I mean? You got hoses that run. There's a heater core inside the truck, kind of regulates the heat and everything like that. It's its name, heater core. You got coolant lines that run through there, and it just, like I said, it starts here through the water pump, through the block, oil cooler, just cools everything down. You know what I mean? The coolant's like, you know, you have all kinds of mixes. You got 50 to 50 mix, comes pre-mixed. You got 1 to 1. It's just, you know, the coolant keeps the motor from freezing up. If you put water in it, it's gonna rust. It's starting to rain, so I'm gonna have to cut this short. If you put water in it, it's just gonna run through the passages, cause corrosion, cause rust. You're gonna end up blowing your motor, tearing something up. And that's like the coolant and, you know, where it goes to and everything like that.